Hello and welcome to today's Stocks and Crypto TA Charts live stream with me, No FOMO Charts. Today is June 5th, 2022, Sunday evening here in the USA. It's about 9:40 p.m. at night. We're going to go ahead and do some stocks, forex, and crypto, try to fit it all into a 1 hour stream. Please remember, all content is not financial advice. Social media links are in my profile, and cheer donations are always appreciated during the stream, especially if you have a request. All right, so here we go. Let's start with the Dow Jones DIA. What I'm talking about in my Discord in the market note that I just released is there is this potential double top resistance right, let me erase this, right above 332 to about 333. Okay, so I'm watching this price resistance in the market because if this is a real double top, we should pull back significantly in the market right now. It's a new month as well. At least pull back down to 328, which is our support level. I'm talking more about swing trading, longer term investing. Day trading is a different arena, but I'm talking about long term. So over the next week or two, will we pull back to 328? 325, 322, even down to 320, we would need some bearish catalyst to bring us down all the way. So that's the bearish scenario. Okay, but the bullish scenario is we still have some of this momentum. Yes, we're losing it. But on the weekly, there's still bullish momentum building. It looks like we established our weekly lower high as well, which is why I'm leaning a little bit more bearish. If we draw the trend lines, it's close enough to that top zone. We didn't get to that top zone yet. But on the shorter term time frames, like a 1 hour, for example, we're still in the 1 hour up cross of the EMAs. If I turn off all the drawings, this is still up crossed. So unless we have an extreme pullback, it is possible that on the 1 hour, this could actually be interpreted as an upside down head and shoulders. So we did double top, yes, but then the next price pattern might be the bullish price pattern. So if that's true, okay, then it could be 2% to the upside target, which would take us to like 340 up here. So that'd be our bullish target. So if we establish this level of support above the 50 EMA at $329, then if it bounces up to the upside, we'll retest this as well. So we could draw probably a little pattern here. Yes, so as long as we hold above the circle, okay, right here, 329, 329.15, somewhere in there, right? And then if we continue to rally, we could cause a little equilibrium, tighten up in here. We could tighten up and then break out as well, or just straight breakout as well. Because crypto, on the other hand, which I'll get to later, looks like there's a potential upside down bullish head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, bullish price pattern on the 4 hour on the total crypto market cap. And Bitcoin has been rallying as well. So I'm watching this very closely, right? So in terms of setting alerts, the post-market, the pre-market data is going to affect it, but I would set an alert probably at 330.60, just this resistance right here. I'm going to do it live right now. 330.60, then 1 hour resistance breakout, question mark. Okay. See this little red line right here? And then the downside as well. I want to see if it's going to come down to approximately like 328.83 if it gets down there. 328.83, get that in. So 1 hour price breakdown, question mark. Okay, and keep in mind that I believe that only pro users, premium users get more than one alert. So if you're a free account, I believe you get one alert, which still is helpful. Okay, so that longer term scenario on this weekly is, yes, we could bounce up, but are we going to pull back down first or not? Is what I'm concerned about. All right, these swing trading time frames, just erase everything. We're still in the uptrend. It's just, are we going to pull back down deep once like this before we rally back up for the rest of the year? It's definitely possible. That's why I'm being a little cautious right now. Because if I go long here and then I'm wrong, I'm going to wish that I bought down here in the X, right? If it breaks out, okay, then I'm going to wish that I bought this support in the circle, right? So that's why it depends. Also, there's less fundamental news that's coming out this week, right? There's less earnings, there's less economic data. So unless something happens with the government in terms of President Biden here in the USA coming out and doing some kind of economic speech, surprise, or like a major bank CEO again is going to release some kind of market note, I'm just playing the technical price. Okay, let's go. Let's move on here. I'm trying to move a little faster on my streams. It's got S&P 500. It's gonna be a little similar, right? It's not a pure double top, but it's. I mean, we had this double bottom to his double top in the price, in the blue to the blue, right? That's why I'm being a little bit cautious right now in the market, because if it's going to turn into an uptrend reversal, this thing should pull back once, and then we should uptrend textbook style, right? But here on the daily, we're still in the middle of the channel. So if I draw a channel here, this long-term channel, this might actually be better. So this channel exists, but there also is this little intermediate trend line's broken, right? So it could just retest this right here on the middle one. We had the wedge breakout. So this could also be a setup as well in terms of this might be a fake out double top. And then if this breaks out, that would be phenomenal. That'd be great, right? Every bull trader wants that right now. They want this, the pullback, and then the subsequent rally. Every bull trader wants that in the stock market right now. But I'm being a little cautious because if everybody wants that, right? Maybe the market, maybe the big money players know that and try to stop everybody out. It's possible. So where's our support levels, right? Let's just do quick. Support level to downside 408, 401, 74, 397, 393. Our resistance to the upside 415, 417, 426, 429. Okay, so on our weekly, we did establish the weekly chart now. Lower low, lower high, lower low. Is this our lower high right here? Is it? That's the question. It did reject down below the middle heart line, this red. I call it the heart line. It's the half line of the parallel channel. Okay, but then if the more we zoom into the price, it's like, wait a second. We still have some EMA up crosses on the price in the color lines. If we can hold the support, again, there is this little tiny wedge right here. Okay, so in the bearish case, it would be a double top and we pull back down in a bearish case. So we would lose 407 and all these supports on the downside. We throw up a Fibonacci right here on this charts and put it up. Okay, so these are our target levels, 406, 401, 397, our Fibonacci. But if we keep zooming in, our 1 hour is technically still golden crossed. Okay, so very similar to Dow Jones. If we can hold the support, it would be fantastic and bulls will love it, and then we'll subsequently probably rally up here to 417. So that's the bullish target right now. Is it a pure upside down head and shoulders? Not really, but it's close enough. Okay, so in the medium term, it's looking possibly bullish on this chart. I'm not looking at futures right now, but for an investor, it's a little bit concerning because we already had the bullish momentum and we had one downtick on this MACD histogram, which the last time we had that MACD downtick, that was the top of this channel, right? The lower high. I'm surprised we didn't go higher, but we had some bad bearish news that came out in the past couple of days. So that's why I would watch out for that. The broader term pattern for investors is low, high, low. Is this our lower high? Because if it is, what if we pull back down one more time? Maybe not that deep, just a little bit. See if we can get the uptrend reversal out of here for the rest of the year. If that doesn't happen, then we could get the downtrend rejection, and then we're not bull rallying yet. Although there is some serious MACD histogram momentum building. That's why I'm watching that very carefully. Let's move on to NASDAQ. NASDAQ, the chart is a little bit uglier, quote unquote. It's not a pure double top like we had back here in March, April, because we had the pullback and then we had that rally. It was like Thursday, Friday with that rally. Hold on, my stream looks like it's freezing. We had that rally, right? So if we stay on the daily and just focus on this, where's our trend lines? We had that resistance there. We also had this short-term resistance that got broken. And so again, very similar to S&P 500. The wedge breakout. This is actually potentially a bullish pattern if we can hold it. Okay, I'm using extended trend lines just for reference. Actually, it might be better to use this parallel channel so we get this middle heart line. It's like S&P. That looks better. So again, it's just this temporary resistance. We're holding above the pivot point. There's a hidden support level right there on the daily, and it's not quite a pure double top on the white price. Okay, we just get that one downtick in the market. So the weekly is still bullish in terms of the MACD momentum. The question is, will the NASDAQ fall all the way? Will we fall all the way down to 272? The 200 EMA on the weekly is what I'm concerned about. We zoom in a little bit on our 4 hours chart. You can see that, okay, the RSI did happen to double top. So RSI double topped on momentum oscillator. Down here, we down crossed, lost that momentum on the MACD histogram. We zoom in a little bit. We're still bullish on our H1 chart, our 1 hour chart, but it's not super oversold, which is why I'm thinking, okay, there is a potential scenario here where we pulled back a little bit just to reset the oscillators, the technicals, and then we rally again. So it might not be such a deep pullback like in May, but we could pull back just to reset this. I'm concerned about this not being that low. It doesn't always have to be that low, but really value swing traders, they want that to be really low so we could reset the charts, the oscillators, technicals, and then get ready for another bull rally if it's going to happen or not. Okay. So the bearish scenario down, just in case we have to pull back, is we might get a lower high bounce for a day or two, and then if it breaks down, then you can see the price subsequently breaking down for like a couple days, right? But at the same time, is how much bad news can be priced into the market is something to also consider. Okay, because the bad news, if there's going to be bad news, it hasn't been released yet, so the market hasn't reacted to it yet. So we could just mark down the support levels 302, 298, 294 as well. Our resistance on top is 312, 316. And then if this happens to be super bullish, this could go 5% from the breakout. I mean, for this month, this is another target 331 up there. So I just showed the bearish and the bullish scenarios and the targets as well. Okay, so this MACD histogram, it is bullish on the daily. It's just, are we going to pull back down before we attempt the rally up this year? And what I wrote in my Discord about summer travel and social sentiment is that a lot of I know a lot of students have graduated high school and college last month and this month, and people are gearing up for traveling, right? There's slightly less COVID restrictions than a couple months ago. So I know some businesses are reopening. Some people are booking airline travel flights, hotels for summer travel, right, to enjoy their summer, students and families. So that might change the social sentiment a little bit as well. But who knows? Maybe because of inflation, also less people might be spending money as well. So there's that bullish and bearish case. Let's move on here. Let's just do some of these stocks. Like we'll start with Apple, just because it's the biggest stock market cap in the entire world. Let's start with Apple. Whatever Apple does, the market moves. So, especially NASDAQ. So what I'm concerned about with Apple here is that, can we create a possible upside down head and shoulders here on the daily? That would be bullish. We have a clear neckline at 150 area. So if that's possible, that would be nice for Apple and for NASDAQ bulls. If that happens to be a 9% breakout, that's huge. That would be absolutely huge for the market if we hit that target. Okay, this kind of reminded me of March, April 2020. Is we have a large pullback down. We had the rally up. Let's actually, and then we pulled back and then continue to rally. So if we study the charts and rewind back to 2020 in the pandemic, what happened here? Okay, this is what this is like advanced strategy right here. This is pre-pandemic, and this is our pandemic low. What happened right here in the circle? We had a high, we made a high, we pulled back, we made a double bottom and subsequent rally. So if I snapshot this picture into my mind, we pulled back down, and then all of a sudden we set this higher low right here in April. It's my alarm timer, right? This is what I'm referencing in the market right now, in the box. This higher low. Okay, then fast forward to today. Fast forward to today. What am I looking at on the charts? I'm looking at that, right? I'm looking at the pullback down, the rally, the pullback down to make the higher low. So this is it right here. If we cannot make this higher low, we're not rallying. Right, the box, the picture. We need to establish the higher low here, double bottom, or do something down here. Right here, double bottom, and then rally. That needs to happen for bulls to save the market. Okay, that's why I'm saying there might be a pullback in tech, and then, but if we do not go below 136 on Apple or 140 on Apple or even 142, if we hold above 145, 144 and never go down, it's probably going to rally. There's just a slightly higher chance. That's why we use the charts to find the price patterns, execute in real time. The difference this time, though, is we don't have the government fiscal support, the stimulus. That is being removed. So now it's up to the individuals, the market participants. Are we going to buy this? Are the market participants going to save this? Because we know the Federal Reserve is unlikely to do that, right? Through their actions, their tools and their systems. So are the traders going to save it? Are the investors going to save it? That's what I'm concerned about right here. So there could be this potential upside down head and shoulders. That's the bullish case, right? If we just use apples to apples comparison, copy and paste price patterns, okay, that's one bullish scenario that can happen. Go up back up to 160. That would raise all tech stocks basically. So the bearish case scenario, because it is different this time, so anyone can make the argument that, well, this situation is different than 2020. Yes, that is true. So if we draw a little mini Fibonacci here, well, where can we hit on the price? We're doing a little gap fill like I was saying last stream. We might hit this 144 to this 141 area support. Okay, if something really bad happens, then we could pull back all the way down to 130, right? It's not impossible. You could retest the support down here or all the way down here, 133. So that's what I'm watching for. Right, our weekly is building on Apple, so we could try to double bottom. The market, big market players might want to double bottom us at 136 back to this 100 EMA. Absolute worst case scenario, if we go into recession mode, then Apple's going down to like 100, right? Worst case scenario, bad case scenario. But for in this medium term, this is looking very interesting, right? Just if we get a little bit more pullback, then we might see a bull rally just ignite. Because the 1 hour right here, this is it, is yes, we did have this bullish momentum on the 1 hour. It's really hard to see now, but on the yellow and red lines. But this is pulled back to the oversold. Traders love that, right? If we could just hold, we're in good shape, bulls. But if we get a lower high and then lower low, then this pattern's canceled. Just watch out for that. So hopefully I explained both scenarios well enough. What to watch out for in price action. Let's move on. Let's do Amazon because the stock split that's coming up. Let's do Amazon. I will go on this daily chart, stay on the daily. So again, Amazon, how do I know how to long Amazon? I mean, I just bought the support level. I've been talking about this for like weeks. Bought the support level, then sold my stock because I just wanted to capture that one swing trade. It was not an investment. Okay, so we had this period, nice, beautiful double bottom right here. We can measure the move. 11%. Did it go 11%? No. What's a conservative measurement? Like 9.73 to be exact. You're close enough. It was like 9.3. Very close. And then the consolidation. So what am I seeing here? Okay. It looks like we hit this resistance right at 25.16. Also, there's some bearish news last week, but the resistance at the top continues to be 25.12. There's a little gap up here, right? This second blue line. I'll leave it in yellow for next stream. It's a serious resistance level. So now that's the next level to break. 26.18, 27.12 as well, and we'll just watch out for that. But if it's going to be, again, if this is just a lower high in the broader scheme in terms of this, if it's just this is our maximum somewhere in this range, then we could get another pullback down. Excuse the noise. We could get another pullback down. So the support level is immediate 24.05, and then the retest of the W double bottom 23.11. There's a lot of gaps in here. If you zoom in very closely, there's gaps almost every single day, right? So that's a lot of buying in the market, right? So it kind of went up a little bit too fast, these 4 days of green, right? So if we zoom in, let's get some additional clues. So on the daily, it's still death crossed, okay? So now we know that. We did find the support level here, down here at about 2,075. The 4 hour, what is it turning into? We have some post-market data, but we have not had a significant pullback, which is why I'm just bracing myself for it if it ever happens, right? Anything bad happens in the market, we might get a significant pullback, but it's still up crossed in the 1 hour, which is good. This is good. If we can hold the support levels, this is good, right? But one might argue we just lost this little wedge, okay? That's not good. What we want to see is the holding of where 24.10 in the blue. This bigger, the intermediate blue. Okay, we could pull back all the way down. Again, we could bounce for a couple days and pull back down to retest this 200 EMA at 23.20 and then go up. Usually that happens. Sometimes that happens. Right, so you just want to watch out for, because that 382, that 50% retrace is down here in the circle. So bullish. If we happen to bounce, any good news that happens, going straight up, probably continuation. 2471. 2500, 2583, 2615. Any bad news comes out this week, going straight down. So 2429, 2376, 2229. Why am I calling out numbers? Because those are support and resistance. We are in a 1 hour uptrend, but it looks like we hit this resistance zone and the circle up here at about 25.12. Because those, I'm calling out the numbers because those are the targets that I know other traders and bots and algorithms, they're going to target those. Okay. So again, is it really super oversold on 1 hour? No, it's not. Are we getting some momentum in the post market? Yes, we are. So that's good. So hopefully I explained those two scenarios. We already had this rally. Again, on the daily, we're not really low oversold, nor is that true on 4 hour. It's actually kind of high relative, right? This MACD down crossed. So watch out for that. Basically, if nothing happens fundamental wise, it's probably just going to be business as usual, technical charts trading, algorithmic trading. Let's do a couple more here. How am I on time? Okay. I'll just do Tesla because of what happened. Tesla. So Elon Musk, if you're in my Discord group at early in the morning, like 5, 6 a.m. sometime, I posted that news that Elon Musk said he had a quote unquote super bad feeling about the economy and that he has to cut 10% of the jobs, and then he retracted that statement a little bit, saying that they're going to continue to grow as well. And President Biden came in at about 11 a.m. on Friday and basically reassured the public that the government is, I'm paraphrasing, you could, watch it again on YouTube or CNBC, but that the government's going to try to fight inflation, and that certain companies, etc., like Ford, are actually hiring more employees. So then Elon Musk had to adjust his statement after that. So, but what happened on Tesla? It was bearish, right? That was bearish news. Any company says they're going to cut 10% of jobs, that's a lot of jobs. So that was bad in that morning for that first 2 hours. So Where are we on Tesla? Zoom out a little bit. Zoom out. Keep going. I like to Fibonacci from our pandemic low here in 2020, March 2020, all the way to top. I'm going to call this our pandemic high, November 2021. And now we have some relative price levels. So again, can we have a potential upside down head and shoulders for a bullish scenario? Definitely it's possible. One scenario, what's the target? Would be a beautiful 14%. And for Tesla, that's not impossible. You just get some Wall Street bets people, you get some Reddit people on there, some options players. It's definitely possible to hit that in like a month, that target. So watch out for that bullish target. Let me draw that on the charts. So the super bullish target is that 14%. Just erased for some reason. But to 10% at 840 or 922. So these could be our super bull targets for the next couple of months if we rally in the bull case. The immediate resistance is right here at 750 and 780 as well. But we are touching this 50% retrace this on the price right now. So before I zoom in, let's zoom out. Look at Tesla. So if it's lower low, lower high, is this our lower low? How low can we go? Because we did establish that one level of support at 650. Is this our lower high? I was surprised it was, but it was our resistance zone. Okay, so that's why. And there's just bearish bad news. We hit the resistance zone exactly right here on the candle 794. So that's our 382 level. Now zooming in. Again, I'm seeing this 4-hour potential bullish upside down head and shoulders. All we need is a rally. It could dip down a little bit more and then go up, right? If there's nothing bad that happens this week. Because right here, the 1 hour is already on the oversold here on the RSI. That's why Tesla could have momentum to bounce. At least how much? Maybe like 4 or 5%. It's definitely possible because each time it gets low like that. That one was 9% rally. This one's 5%. This one down here after a deep discount was like 7%. It's like 6-7%. So 742, this 236 level could be the bullish target on the upside. Again, I'm not really talking about day trading. I'm talking more about swing trading and investing on these time frames today. Okay, so just watch out for that. If we have the bull bounce, great. Fantastic, right? Because we just had, it was a great day for bears, right? On Friday is red. So if we bounce, wonderful. If we don't, then the next level support down 682 and probably 650. Okay. So hopefully this helps people make sense of what's happening right now. But the problem is we do have a little short-term down cross. Is there a clear pattern? Because of the new price action now that it's angled down to the downside. So it's going to be if this support level holds right here above $700. Okay, let's move on. Let's do some oil. Let's do oil. Again, last week, the EU vowed to partially ban Russian oil. Okay, by the end of this year. That's serious. But again, I mean, that's kind of too much politics to talk about on this stream because it's more of a TA charts. Go ahead and feel free to read up all on that. It's all on the financial news websites. So in terms of technical analysis, it's still seeking out its higher high on the weekly. Although the higher this price goes, right, the higher the chance of a small little pullback. Right. Again, that best spot to buy was back here in December 2021 when I was talking about in that stream. That was a long time ago, 6 months ago, 7 months ago now. So now when I look at this chart, okay, it might not crash until something really important happens with the Russia-Ukraine war. So the EU vowed to ban, that was pretty significant. And then we had a subsequent rally off of that news. A little pullback into the rally, right? But for me, because this is no FOMO charts, when I look at this and seeing that if you've been in the stock market for 2 years, it's high price right now. Energy oil is high price. At one point, it was like $20 down here, right? So when I see this, if I'm 2 years late, or I'm not me, but if a trader's 2 years late, might just want to let it go. You know what I mean? There's other stocks to trade. Just might want to let this one go, right? Because at a certain point, when the war is over, or when there's huge fundamental changes with oil and energy, this thing might pull back, and then you don't want to be the last bull buyer at the top. There's other assets that are undervalued or have lower value in price, or better value, I should say. Basically, like certain tech stocks can bounce because it's crashed so low, right? If something crashes so low, I'd rather buy it down here in the circle rather than up here. But it's rallying USO, and if we happen to have that bearish momentum setup that happens, possibly in a couple weeks or a couple months, it's building. Even on the 4 hour, it's building. So there might be another rally here in the short term, and it's going to top out, and then it's going to pull back. It's already building on the 1 hour, right? So this is the opposite of tech stocks, because energy stocks have been rallying for 6 months straight, or assets, right? So this rallied up, and then this might be a pullback down. Where? To 88, 86, 84, 83. If it happens to keep rallying, what's the resistance? 90, 92, 93 in whole numbers, or you can look left to find the exact numbers on the day of chart. It's this blue rectangle up here. So hopefully that makes sense. Quick glance at UNG, then we'll go to Forex and then crypto, and then we'll end for today. I'm trying to go much faster, try to fit in 1 hour. All right, so UNG has had a nice rally. It was a little bit of an ugly chart at one point, but the pullback down to the support, and we just blasted through all resistance, and now we're at what I call the price is in the sky relative to 1 year ago. I believe Warren Buffett bought billions of natural gas here. I think it was here. It's kind of what started everything. I remember reading a news article about that, where he bought billions of dollars of natural gas. It was somewhere here in 2021, I believe. And then we rally, and then we pull back, and this is that actually long here back in December 2021. So, you know, the TA charts, it really works if people know, are active with the charting. A trader doesn't always have to trade, right? But I still need to do my charts. The TA is two different skills. So where are we now? Similar. The price is rallying, but we're losing momentum down here on the oscillator. It's getting weaker. This MACD is getting weaker, right? So at some point, this is going to crash. But again, it's dependent on the Russian war, Ukraine war, and all that energy politics. Supply chain, which is real. It's not just politics, not just people talking about it. It's real, right? Because there's a real bearish on the charts. There's a real bearish momentum building on this. So it's just a matter of where's it going to top out. As a long as a bull, I'm not touching this. I'm not touching this because I know the support was way down here. Way down here. I had 1 year to get in on this, right? Or trader. So I'm actually looking to sell. I'm not looking to buy up here. I'm looking to take profits on UNG. Right, so on the short term though, on like a swing trading aspect, where is it right now? Well, it's trying to maintain a higher low. It did happen to bounce off this 15-minute low a couple days ago. But again, if you zoom out, it's just so high. So I'm just going to call out the support levels to the downside at this point. It's 28 support, 2650, 25, 23. Okay, watch out for all those. If it's deep, 20. But there's some trades at a certain point. Again, there's no FOMO charts. Like if it goes up too high, the less I get interested. I'm not interested anymore, right? It's just there's other assets in the world to trade. Or just don't do anything with the cash, right? That's another option. Okay, let's take a quick look at one or two Forexes and then close off with crypto. So it's just important to look at Forex as well. look at the DXY first, the US dollar currency index. It's actually not Forex, but it's related to the dollar currency index and stocks. So the dollar currency index, DXY, is currently in an uptrend on the daily. Blasted through all our resistance levels. So let's just rechart this thing again. Take a quick look on the weekly. Looks like it did top out at this resistance zone in the 103 to the 105 range. The yellow. And then the mega resistance, the mega support down here, the long term is 89. So that turns into a parallel channel to me on this weekly chart. Basically, if we just use two giant points like this to this, close enough, right? This to this. It's not exactly perfect, but close enough, right? It poked out of that top side up here. So that's resistance. So if it's not going to blast off higher, it could make a double top, right? And then pull back down. That's why I'm watching out for that, right? It's already in this overbought. It's not quite overbought zone, but it's getting there. It's definitely not low like a year ago, right? So there is sometimes this inverse correlation with DXY in the stock market. So if this thing falls, then maybe the stock market will rise, right? That's why I'm concerned about this. It's maybe. Fibonacci this thing. Okay, 236, we just bounced out the 50 EMA. It's getting caught here. A little mini upside down head and shoulders, maybe. So the resistance at 102.61, support at 101.47, support 101.34. That's what I'm looking at right now. This to pull back, try to make a lower high, higher low, lower high. So it's just kind of consolidating in this little triangle right here. There's momentum though. Very interesting. Okay, so just watch out for that. And then we'll jump into Euro USD. So Euro USD right here, it's just getting caught at this top side resistance on the trend line right here. We did bounce off May 13. And when I say right here, I'm talking about the latest price in the circle. Is it has been downtrended. We did bounce up just like tech stocks. What I'm concerned about Euro USD is if this is going to be a real head and shoulders. If it is, that could be bearish. Break us to the downside. So if we lose the support of what is this 106.7, 106.4, okay, you really want to use my Fibonacci for this, right? This long-term Forex play is if this resistance to the top side and this blue line holds, we could also consolidate. So the immediate support is 106.3, right? Here at the 382, 106.3. If we pull back down 106.3, and then it's probably going to bounce up to 106.8. That's one scenario. If it's extreme bearish, it's just going to straight go down to all these Fibonacci levels, 105.6, 105.0. That's a huge move in Forex. Very huge moves, right? 1%, 0.5%. If it's super leveraged, it's huge moves, right? So just want to watch out for that. But on the flip side, if it's going to go bullish, correlate, there is the resistance 107.4 and 107.8. If we zoom in really fast, yeah, this 4 hour, it's golden cross. Okay. So even if it pulls back a little bit on this price, all right, we need the bulls to show up and buy this thing. Need the bulls to show up. If not, if no bullish action happens, bearish, just natural supply and demand, price has to fall before somebody buys something. So again, this potential upside down head and shoulders also here on the H1, but it's starting to angle to the downside. So we could get a pullback and then break out, or we could get a downtrend. So those are the two scenarios I'm watching for. All right, USD JPY. Even before we turn up the indicators, double top for now. Double top. We had this little sim triangle breakout. Okay, beautiful. But double top right here at 130.91. I'm calling it out right now. Okay, let's zoom out to see. At least on this chart, it's like the all-time high on the weekly on this chart for the forex.com chart. It's been rallying. It's on the weekly. It's overbought. I mean, it's losing momentum on the weekly, and a little bit. No, not on the monthly yet, but on the daily, definitely we hit that double top. So if we're not going to break out From this, going to turn into a little megaphone pattern. Okay. It is interesting to note, though, that on the RSI in April 2022 was very, very high, 86 on a daily. It's not even overbought right now on the daily, 64. On a weekly, it is. But on a daily, it's not. On 4-hour, it is. Okay, so that's using multi-time frame analysis right there. Just kind of looking at correlations and the differences. So in 4-hour, okay, then this makes sense as a swing trader. We have this double top on the RSI and a resistance here on the price as well. So then a pullback is probably going to happen. Bearish momentum loss, double top bearish on the RSI. You hit a bearish resistance level. Okay, that's 3 reasons to go bearish. Possibly short, right? Educational setup 129.85 is a downside target, 129.24, 128.67, right? Because if the stop loss is like 0.5% for swing trading, then the 1% somewhere in the target definitely is possible. Hasn't happened yet, but we're finding setups way ahead of the rest of the world. When we're using TradingView charts. Okay, so just watch out for that. It could pull back all the way down to any of these EMAs down here. All right, okay, that's the alarm. Let's go to crypto right now for this last 15 minutes, 20 minutes. What I was talking about my Discord, if you look at total crypto market cap, okay, I know there's a lot of lines and drawings. Let's erase some of these. But if we look closely, turn off everything, just look at the price right now. Where are we? There's a potential upside down head and shoulders after a pullback down. That's why I'm thinking, right on the 618 too, right on the 618. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, neckline. If this thing breaks out, it'd be bullish for the entire crypto market. It could be good. Could be good. Approximately 7 to 10%. We'll use a conservative one for the index. Like 8%. Okay, if it's going to break out, where's that first target? 1.36, trillion. Double that target, so 16% from the breakout. Where are we going? 1.46 trillion. It's not impossible. That's just bouncing back up to the resistance level. Not impossible. Crypto has been pretty quiet for the most part. Right? In general, we are starting to get this little day trade rally going on. Other people might be seeing what we're seeing here is that we had the breakdown to the 618. What 618 am I talking about? I'm talking about the pandemic low to the pandemic high. We hit our 618. So this is where we might bounce on the crypto TA charts. It did have hesitation. We did get that pullback and the bounce, like I said. But if we can hold this support level above the 1.2 trillion, if we don't go down, it might be time for a little bull rally recovery in the crypto market. Okay, so just everybody on crypto, just keep that in your mind. But then the flip scenario is also true. If anything bad happens in stocks or crypto, I could automatically see a support level of 1.07 trillion, right? That lower area down here in the blue. I'll zoom in a little bit for our swing traders. So there is this little parallel channel now. Okay, so in terms of this blue line to this blue line, and like 1.2 trillion to 1.3 trillion. So for me, if I'm conservative, I want to see this break down the X. Okay, I know, again, if people are initiating their swing trading, they just did it in the last 12 to 24 hours because we're at support level. It was down here. So now their day trading target is the X. But if you're a longer term swing trading investor, you want to see the breakout of the X and this thing to pierce up and get out of there. Right? And then see if we get bull rally follow through on some larger volume. But the two spots basically to buy crypto, for example, if someone's crypto long, there's a bug right now in TradingView. Sometimes I can't change the value, it just disappears. So there's some kind of bug. But this risk to reward ratio is not correct, but you can see the educational buy spots at support. If somebody's not going to do that, then buy the breakout, right? But buying the breakout's always more risky because then you could just get pulled back out of there, get stopped out. So you got to make a decision there. All right. But that's the setup. So we look at BTC1. Let's move on to Bitcoin futures. We did have this double bottom at 29,610, right? And then if this is the box that I drew last time, this did not get stopped out. So somebody's already up a little bit, like 2% on this trade. Okay. So let me redraw this because it's always good to get some fresh charts. Look at BTC1, Chicago futures. This big money. This is what the big money players are looking at. All right. So again, we did bounce off our 618. So on the weekly, low, high, low, we hit that low. We're going to bounce to make the lower high. Where's that target? 35,000, 36,000. That's quite a nice bounce, right? So Bitcoin bounces up. Altcoins are eventually going to lag and follow that probably. Unless something bad happens, right? We're talking about really good bullish case scenarios. Bearish case scenario is, okay, yes, after we hit that lower high, somewhere at the 35,000, we pull back, way back down. We could end up at 24, 20,000 by the end of the year. It's definitely possible. Still downtrending. This thing is not uptrending like 2020. This thing is downtrending, right? We're talking about one bounce, rally. Now we're going to see how strong is it going to be. We've got the resistance, the gap fill resistance, 35K. That's the target. 35K. You can draw resistance to the top side. Also, this little pattern actually might be a triangle. Right? If somebody interprets it like that, yeah, it was the same triangle play. That's why I look a little suspicious, right? So if the breakout, if it's true breakout, it should go 10%, so 32,000. The breakout and the 20% is our gap fill, the 35,000. There's that target, 2 targets right there. The double bottom's the key. So if we never go below 330 on Bitcoin, probably in good shape. If this happens to fail, right? If it just bounces for 1 day, 2 days, something bad happens, then 25,000 is the support level on the downside. All right, let's do a couple altcoins, and then we'll sign off for today. All right. So just analyzing total in Bitcoin is going to give you a huge advantage and tell about what's going to happen in the market. Probably. If things go well. So Ethereum, using our Fibonacci, again, right in the 618 zone. Right in the 618 zone. Traders love this, right? Traders love this. What's going on here? Let's erase some of this old TA. Right? Again, I could immediately spot it just in a couple seconds. We had the downtrend. We had the rally, higher low right here. We didn't go below where? 1711, 1700. Right? So then if it's going to hold here and we're going to reverse, there's a little baby upside down head and shoulders just from experience. We zoom in probably on an hourly or something. It's there right here. I saw that, right, with the breakout. So if we zoom in, we measure this thing. What is it, 4% for the breakout? 4% is where? 1900, 8% is where? 1971 or maybe 2000, right? So these are the 3 targets right here. For bulls, swing traders, that's what they're targeting. And they're already buying this. It's been in an uptrend for about a day. 2 days, right? So this is old news. We hit this low, okay, that's what we're bouncing off of. And the 4 hour, if it's going to turn into a larger W in terms of double bottom, great as well. Right, the super bullish target of this entire structure is 17% to the upside, which is basically our 50% retrace, all the way back up here. Back up to like 2,300-ish, right? So just watch out for that. Is it at the point of this video, is this the greatest spot to buy? Not really, because it could pull back on you. But if you're thinking long term, be prepared for a little pullback on the day trading time frames, short-term time frames, and if it keeps going, then I would initiate a long myself, right? Because if we understand on long-term charts, this hit the low, high, low. If this is the low, high, low, then the lower high is going to bounce. Where's the target? 2420. Now it's a matter of, can I buy it and hold it and not get spooked out by the market price movement? That is swing trading, right? You just buy it right there. Okay, it's not bugging out. This is good. So you have a 10% stop loss, and it's like a 20 to 30% You get 20 to 30% profit target on the top side. And that's swing trading. Nobody knows exactly if it's going to go there 100% or not. It's just greater odds because we're in the 618. That's one reason. We hit the support level. Another reason. The weekly momentum is building. Third reason. Fourth reason, we MACD up cross. Okay. Fifth reason, intraday upside down head and shoulders. Sixth reason, day trading uptrend. I mean, there's 6 reasons, right? There's nothing to be afraid of. The only thing to be afraid of is if the government like bans Bitcoin. That is bad, right? Or like if your crypto exchange gets hacked or closes, that's bad, right? But if we're just talking about only technical analysis, price action in front of me, I mean, there's like 6, 7 reasons why this thing might bounce. It's going to take time though. How much? Maybe like 1 to 2 months. If it's going to be slow. If it's fast like this one over here, that was like 3 weeks. All right, so 3 weeks. That's the end of June. All right, Binance Coin. BNB held. Ooh, went all the way down to 220 and then bounced up to 269. Very nice. Looking at our weekly chart first. It's still kind of high though. So Binance Coin, you want to be a little bit careful because it's expensive relative. Okay, but we just pierced that 618 again. It happened in the intraday. So that one already happened. Interesting though that Binance Coin is not showing the same rally as Ethereum is on the charts. But what kind of little pattern can we find here? Let's look for this. So if we combine it, this is this longer term pattern of the sim triangle. It is trying to make a move. It did double bottom right here above 295. The immediate target's 320. Okay, if this thing wants to go, let it go up, right? Not going to fight the trend. 12% from the breakout. If it happens, we use a short-term breakout. 12%, that's like $347 up here on crypto. Okay, so the thing is somebody could look at this 2 ways. If somebody has a bearish bias, they look at this and say, wait a second, but isn't it downtrending? Yes, that's true. Can we make the lower high? It just might make a small little bounce, profit bounce of 3%, right? Depends on your risk tolerance. But if I zoom out on this longer term time frame on the daily, well, low, high, low. If we establish this level of support, can we make another higher high to 350, this resistance up here? That would be a little bit better source of profit right there, because that's like 15% with a 7% stop loss. That's swing trading right there with a small, medium amount of capital, right? But is it the lowest price ever? No, it was better back here on May 11th when it crashed down, flash crashed on that one day. We are still in the death cross on the daily. So again, this is not the reversal of the entire crypto market. We're talking about one swing trading bounce and trying to make some entries or get some education. Right, the 1 hour, it's a little choppy. It's a little choppy. So again, on this 1 hour, this is the problem. If somebody's like a day trader on this 1 hour, it's not low, right? The price is not low. It's actually kind of high. On 15 minutes, probably overbought. Yeah. So it's probably going to pull back at the time of this video. I'm talking about this high, low, high. I want this thing to pull back a little bit, maybe like to 300. Maybe I might initiate that long on Binance Coin here to try and capture that. So it depends on the time frame you are on. All right, Solana. I mean, Solana had that outage, right? You saw that news. That's why. And then here's a perfect example of using alerts. I remember I set these alerts several streams ago right here, and it's the description: support level potential breakdown. And what happened? We had the breakdown once that thing lost that support level. Up here on the alert, it was resistance breakout. I think I made it after this breakout right here. So it might have broke out, but then eventually broke down, right? So this is where having alerts helps you a lot, right? Because I'm not on the computer at this exact second or day on time, right? So once I knew it's breaking down, I'm not touching Solana. No thanks. And then they actually had a technical problem. So I would be a little bit beware of this one. If some crypto has some kind of problem or something like that, the risk goes much higher if they got hacked, or if the crypto nodes have some kind of breakdown or something, or the system has like a power outage, service outage. I mean, that's kind of things you want to watch out for in crypto, right? But is it low? It is low because of the bad news that happened. Is it the lowest price ever? No, it's not. We might just get this little one, this little 4-hour upside down head and shoulders. So let me just put the target here. It's 10% if it hits it. Nice one for Solana. All right, 5%, something like 5%. No, it's 10% stop loss. The risk reward is kind of tight on this one, right? But I'm going to skip this one just because of the crash thing that happened situation. So Cardano, let's look at Cardano. So here we go. It's very similar. Cardano looks like a tech stock to me, because if you remember like Amazon, this looks like Amazon chart. You had the double bottom, the rally, and then a little bit of pullback. So Cardano's more correlated with Bitcoin and stocks right now. It is a beautiful 40% and pulled back, and now it's trying to make this next little bounce on the price right here. On the weekly though, where are we? Again, if we hit our lower low on Cardano, it would be nice to hit again additional bounce up to 75 cents. That would be good. That would be good. The momentum is surely there on the weekly. It might take weeks and months though for that to activate. So on the daily, however, get a trend line up to the top side here. Get this in. All right. Then we have a bottom side one. That's what happened. Then we have another trend line. This is what happened. So we hit this lower trend line, bounce above, and now we're holding above the support level of 55 cents. Now let's put a Fibonacci up there. Now, that's basically what happened. Is it the lowest price of all time on the chart? No. Is there a little bit of momentum building? There is on the for H4. The problem is sometimes when I do my stream, right, it's almost random like timing, because the best timing was May 27th right here at 5 p.m. my time, right? But I was not streaming on that day, right? So it's up to a trader to just look for it on their own, right? Because if I just open the charts, what is the chances going to be at the exact perfect spot during my stream, right? So that's why I'm teaching the TA, so that you or anyone watching this who wants to learn TA can execute the analysis on their own time and find setups. That's what I do on stocks and crypto on my own trading, right? Because just quick aside, it's like anybody could wake up at any time and say anything about the direction of the stock market, right? But the reason we use technical analysis is we try to get ahead of it. So weeks ago, month ago, I was saying this 40 cent, this 45 cent range could be a support. And then where did this exactly hit 45 cents? We were talking about that 4 weeks ago, before the 40% hit, right? So now it's different in these charts. Is different. Is it really low oversold? No. So that's not going to work anymore, right? So it's a different strategy that I need to initiate. So if I'm looking for value, probably have to find on some kind of day trading entry right now on Cardano. Coming in, let's see, we're gonna get this bounce out to 50%. Okay, if it's gonna blast through 60 cents, great. If it blasts through 67 cents, great. But we did have a little it looks like a little 15-minute triangle breakout. That's what it looks like to me. Little sim triangle. Yep. We just hit that. It broke out and retested. So now it's up to bulls to say, all right, are they going to buy this thing or not? Because 5 to 10% from the breakout. 5% is 60 cents. 10% is 62 cents. What's the risk to reward? That's actually not bad. It's just it might heavily pull back on somebody before it goes up, right? Because instead of trying to buy a breakout here in the sky, this was consolidating here at double bottom for a long time, 53 cents over the weekend. So somebody's watching that. Somebody just draw this Fibonacci and say, okay, they're going to buy at 50 cent, 50% or 618 retrace. And then there's two spots, 1:30 right here on June 1st, and then 8 o'clock in the morning my time on June 3rd. Those are the two perfect spots. Me personally, I was trading stocks. All right, let's do a little bit more, and then we'll end for the stream today. So I'm going a little bit faster. Okay, let's do XRP for our international global friends, our traders. XRP. So on this chart, there's not that much price data. Okay. All right, we lost to 786. Lower low, lower high, lower low right here. Okay, so if we can hold that support, we're going to establish the lower low. That's what the market is trying to do right now. All right, it's a little bit more on the oversold side. Neutral oversold. Okay, so this in this particular price pattern looks like a triangle breakout. Attempted breakouts 3 times in a row. Will this be the real one? If it is, 7% to what? So about 15% average breakout. That's right to the Fibonacci above 45 cents. So the risk to reward is something like 5% to downside to 15%, or like 7% downside if it's 2-to-1 trade. That's swing trading right there. No other decisions needed besides capital size, risk management, stop loss, exact number, which would be 3668, 0.3668. The entry would be something like 0.3992. The take profit would be 0.4579. Partial take profit, if somebody's trying to invest in it, is different. It'll be like a partial sell, or just move the stop loss up here. Like if this starts going here, you move the stop loss here. But if it looks like it's reversing, then sell some or sell all, right? These are educational. So I'm not telling you what to exactly do in the market. But these are just higher probability. Is there a higher probability it's going to go up? There is, because we just crashed down. How much? Negative 56% in 71 days. Right? So if this thing is going to establish support, XRP, and then we're not going to go lower, there's a higher percentage chance it's going to bounce and rally. Especially with total crypto market cap with that potential upside down head and shoulders. I'll do one more. Let's do Dogecoin because that's related to Elon Musk a little bit and Tesla. I'm just going to skip Shiba Inu because who knows what's going on with the creator, right, of Shiba Inu, but it might rally, it might not. But if something, for crypto, I learned over the years, if something is kind of suspicious, don't touch it. You know, it's not worth it. Like suspicious coin or suspicious project or suspicious, you know, developers, or something weird happens, just pass on it, right? Don't need to touch it. All right, Dogecoin from the 75-cent high, it's down negative 85%. Looks like somebody's finding some value in this market. Now, again, the lower low. If we hit this lower low right here at 8 cents, where's the lower high? Ooh, 10 cents or 15-cent bounce. How much profit is that? That's like 32 to 80% profit. That's, remember, this is a definition of a penny coin. This is a penny coin. It's 0.08. It's worth less than 1 dime of US dollar, 1 dime coin in real money, right? But in terms of the resistance, draw it. In terms of the support level, we draw that as well. So then in my mind, as a technical analyst, is Dogecoin at support or resistance? The answer is it's at support, right on horizontal support as well. So if this can hold, if we do not go below 8 cents or 7 cents, like maximum, there could be a nice rally in Dogecoin to 10 cents or 12 cents. But it's going to take time because nobody wants to buy crypto right now. There's inflation, etc. Right? People on vacation. There's a lot of bad things happening in the world. There's COVID. There's all this stuff. But then crypto, people start accumulating crypto when it's not cool, when it's not popular, when it's not interesting, when it seems dead and the scene is dead or hype is dead. But that's the time to buy, right? So if this is going to start a new uptrend, it would be interesting if this is the exact bottom point. It would be really interesting of that, at least the bounce or the next uptrend, right? So the question is, for me, when I look at these charts, Am I going to take on some risk? Yes or no? If yes, how much? Calculate it. That's the beauty of TradingView, right? You have this tool, the long position tool, and the short position tool as well. It's all here. Even on a free account, it still exists. So just spend some time thinking about it and not feeling it out on emotions, but just like any other purchase in your life, probably. It's how much does it cost? What is it? Do I want it? Do I need it? Right? How much is it going to cost me? But on stocks is how much is the risk? If I'm wrong on this trade as a trader, what's my maximum dollar risk, not percentage risk? What's my maximum dollar risk that I'm willing? And just reverse calculate that instead of just looking at the potential 80% here. That doesn't really matter until it happens. What matters first is the risk. So, for example, our $10,000 trade, or let's say $1,000 trade, right? 10% risk would be negative $100, and then 40% profit target would be $400 US dollars. That's an example trade, right? And if you're wrong, you didn't lose a ton of your account. I mean, 10% of the whole account is a lot in that example, but you managed that risk. You didn't lose 50% or 80% on one trade. You know what I mean? So that's risk management. Okay. All right. So hopefully, anybody watching this has helped with stocks, forex, and crypto on the technical analysis side. This is what I'm thinking about getting ready for this week. If you liked this stream, if you learned something, go ahead and give me a follow on TradingView, YouTube, Twitch, and Discord. The social media links are in my profile. Donations are always appreciated to keep the stream going and the ideas flowing here. And thank you so much for watching and joining. We're going to close out the stream here, and I'll see you next weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye.